Hello
Mhm.
and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships.
Hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationship.
My name is Anise Bature and this is my husband.
Kingsley Baturi. Please, who said it better? Today I'm in a competitive mode. Eh? Competitive mode, me. It's me. You know, sometimes when you want to overdo yourself now, the thing will just...
Exactly, put yourself inside context. So, yes, it's another time for us to bring you valuable information that will help you make better decisions in your
Mhm.
life and in your relationships. Today, we are addressing some interesting issues, some
Interesting
some
issues.
interesting matters, right? We brought some, and we hope you will
Bring the
look
others.
exactly bring the others so that we will scatter some tables and address some issues.
Mm.
Yes, and our topic for today is what's going on. What's
Mm-hmm.
really going on? What's
Mm-hmm.
going on? I mean, what's going on all around? What's going on in your environment? What's going on in your area? What's going on
Yes.
your side of social media? And we're going to talk about some of the things that were like, okay, I think this is worth discussing. Yes, we'll look into some of those. And at this time, I'd like to remind you, please, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel,
Mm-hmm.
please do so that every time we have new content, you will be notified. And if you know anybody who needs the information we share here, please let them know about this channel so that they can also subscribe. And as we go through and we talk about things that are like, man, this is it, please just go ahead and like,
Mm.
and leave a comment while you're at it.
Mm-hmm.
Share. Let's make this.
Interactive.
Thank you very much for that very
See,
serious
I'm borrowing English
English.
today.
Yes, so we are not going to be alone today because there's going to be a lot of banter here. So we're going to have some guests joining us in the studio at different times, and I think our first guest is just about ready to come on. We'll introduce him when he comes in. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to start from the first one, and you
Mm.
know that money is very important, so that's where I'd like to start.
Mm.
Okay, so normally, she when you go for dinner, lunch, and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, you know, you'll be trying to normally put your best foot forward,
Okay.
right? So, for instance, back in the day, let
Back
me
in the day.
because let me
Track back
yes, let me
small.
use back in the day.
Mm.
They'll say when you go to eat with
A
they say when you
king.
want put a knife to your throat, but as in
Uh,
mind what you are eating. Don't
of
just do anyhow.
what of the sit down with the same when you want to eat with rich man use long spoon.
But bottom line is, if back then if you went for dinner with someone and person was footing the bill, you wouldn't just eat recklessly,
Mm.
right? You would eat just something reasonable so that it's the person doesn't have to go back and say, "Hey, this person finished my money," right? Do you understand? And in fact, for some other people, it was a matter of if you are going somewhere, this whole thing of paying, let's just try to keep that aside because they did not want to be seen as opportunists, right? As if you're
Mm-hmm.
just following somebody so that you go and eat and stuff like that. But we have an interesting occurrence from the recent past
Mm.
where a certain young lady was meant to go on a date with a certain young man, and she got there earlier than he did and reached out to him to say, "Hey, I'm here," and all of that. And his message was, I'm on my way, right? I'll be there soon. I'll join you. Go ahead and order what you want." So she went ahead and ordered.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, this is
Mm.
the summary. The summary is this is her feedback. He left me to pay a bill of 400,000
How did you? Okay.
after eating. So of course the guy did not show up. I don't know, maybe the guy had representatives in the
You don't
restaurant.
know maybe the waiter guy. Nah, a guy.
So the guy
You see,
said,
bros,
"Bros,
they don't chop 400K already and you never show.
you they come." And the guy just decided
Hmm.
that he's not going to show up. And
Hmm.
then the lady decided to give feedback to the rest of the world to say, "This guy left me to pay a bill of
400K.
400K after eating." So, my dear husband, what do you think about this
What do I
As
think?
as a guy.
As a guy, the first question I'm asking, please, ladies, let's be honest with ourselves. If now you they take yourself out, you'll spend 400K on top food. No, it's an honest question. Will you? Because for me, it's and the the effrontery, the temerity,
Hmm.
the audacity,
Uh-uh.
as in the somebody, guys, please borrow me English. That she had to post it on social media to tell us that, can you imagine what this guy did?
Hmm.
So my own problem is that the guy didn't show up. And if I was the one, not only will I not show up, I'll probably call police.
Ah, no, there'll be no grounds for that.
No, I know there's no ground, but I mean, come on. Let's be realistic now.
So, you know what I'm thinking?
Mm-hmm.
The part I'm wondering about is, okay, assuming she really did not have the money, assuming she didn't have
Mm-hmm.
the money, or assuming she had the money but was not planning to pay. Sure, you wait for the person who is going to pay to show up first before you
Uh-huh.
start eating.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
So
understand?
so in this case, you don't already chop finish. Abi?
Or could it be that the guy sent his bill? Because you have to think of this thing from two sides. Could it be
Uh-huh.
that the guy sent his order, like, while you're ordering this, order this other one for me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the
Mm-hmm.
collective bill is what came up to 400? This is me trying to do devil's advocate.
No, but if the guy ordered his phone
Uh-huh.
and he didn't show,
Mhm.
how is she the one left with 400K?
Because he didn't show now, she's the one that made the order on his behalf. And the people will say, we prepared this thing, madam. Please, come and pay.
Wow.
Quite
Okay.
interesting. So let's see what some of our
KJ,
viewers are saying.
KJ. All right. KJ is backstage. KJ, please, can we hear you? Hello,
Yeah,
KJ.
good.
You're on.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can't hear you, KJ.
Wow, you can't hear me? Hello?
Guys, can you hear KJ?
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, we
Yes,
can
we
hear
can
you
hear you
now.
now.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There's an echo going on there.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right. Okay. So, where do I start from? People will say it's greed, Sha. The girl is greedy. Because
Mm-hmm.
if she was to take herself out, I am not sure. I don't know her status exactly. I'm not sure she would want to spend 400,000 on herself. And if we probably dig deeper, chances are that she probably went there with her friend.
My
You
brother, that's
understand?
another spin to it.
You're
Oh.
bringing
That's another spin to it.
additional information
So,
that was
so you are
Now-
saying it was a congregational spending.
Yes, it probably was a congregational spending, because and it's something that ladies do these days sometimes, and I really don't understand why. A guy initiates a date and says, let's go out on a date, and funny thing is that, here's my problem with this whole thing. The idea of going out on a date is not our culture. First of all, it's the white man's culture. Now, if you want to look at what exactly is a date according to the white man that invented this thing, right? A date is simply, let's go out and sit down. It necessarily must not be food or kinikan. It can just be something simple. Do you understand? But I mean, come on, trust our Nigerian girls. Welcome home, sweetheart. Where a date is equivalent to, Owambe. You get? A guy says, let's go out on a date, and all of a sudden you have taken purge medicine. You have not eaten for 7 days. So here you are having the opportunity to swallow, download, do takeaway. For crying out loud, you must not come and show the world that you are poor or something. You get? It's
Right.
a date. The guy wants to know you. It's not an Owambe party. It is not. Do you understand? It's a date. the problem with we Nigerians is that we like doing copy too much. We copy the whites, but we don't copy them to the later. The white man that brought the idea of a date out did not say you should come and chop a food of 400,000.
Okay,
Fucking
let me
me,
ask you a
fucking me.
question.
Do you understand?
Yes, KJ, let me
And
ask
if
you a
you check
question.
where, she probably was the one that chose the location. I'm listening, man.
Is it possible that some guys are afraid to take ladies out because of scenarios like this?
Of course, of course. In fact, of more, of course. Because because guys, God. Anyways, it cannot happen to somebody like me because me, by the time I finish conversing with you for like 2 weeks, I should know the kind of person you are. You understand?
Hmm.
Before I even make such move. But then
Mm,
a guy is trying to know you. You are also
mm,
trying to know this guy. And the guy is
mm.
like, oh, let me be a nice guy. Let me, make a
Let
move,
me
do
take you
my
out.
game. And the guy says, let's go out on a date. And the next thing, you got there and you are ordering things that you cannot pay for. If it's me,
Mm.
Timba Debe, I will leave you. You will Mike, I will leave
See,
you.
so
Do you understand?
it's not only will you not show, you will show, and then by the time you see the order, you will order an Uber.
I straight up, like straight up. If the waiter comes to me, I will tell the waiter, excuse me, sir, was I here when they made the order? Was it my mouth that ordered the order? No.
Okay, all right. So KJ, let's see. KJ, another question I have is, if
Okay.
this thing happens, something
Mhm.
like this,
Mm.
aren't they spoiling their chances of a follow-up date? You know how normally well, it's supposed to be, right? That, I mean,
Yes.
somebody has a chat with you or discusses with you,
Mm-hmm.
finds out some things about you, and then based on how that first date or first hangout or first event of you people sitting down and trying to get to know each other, based on
Mm-hmm.
how it went, the person would now decide whether or not there'll be a follow-up. Someone like, hey, I had a lot of fun today. Can we do this again? Something like that. But
Yes, yes,
if it was, hey, I lost a lot of money today. I am
yes.
seriously doubting that can we do this again?
It will happen.
It cannot happen again. Inflation shall not rise the second time.
Bros, now wow, you're harsh. It will be interesting to get some ladies' perspective, maybe in
Yes,
the chat, or
in
if
the
you want
chat.
to, or if you want to call in, you can tell us that you want to call in, and then they will send you the link. It will be interesting to get
So,
ladies'
so
perspective on this. Yeah. So KJ, go ahead.
I
Because
would
in
want to
summary,
say another thing.
go ahead.
Apart from this going out on a date thing, of course, it's not just the female gender. A lot of people spoil their chances on first dates. Okay, though they spoil their chances out of weird things, funny things that happen. Okay, there is one I heard where the guy asked the girl to. It was a first date, and apparently they were supposed to meet in his place. I'm not subscribing to that, but then it happened, and what happened was that she was pressed and decided to use the toilet, the guy's toilet, and when she got there, she messed everything up. And after
Oh
that
my.
day, Baba did not call the girl again. So she sat down and started reminiscing. Why is this guy not calling me back? I mean, of course, she found the guy interesting. The guy was an interesting dude, and she hoped to have.
Hmm.
She hoped that what they had would go to
That's
a different level.
something more will
You
come out of
understand?
it.
Exactly. But then she sat down and thought and thought, and then it hit her base. Could it be because I entered the guy's toilet and scattered everywhere? Couple of months down the line, their paths crossed, and she asked the guy, okay, they got talking, and she asked the guy, what happened? The guy was like, see, he doesn't joke with his this thing, that she messed his
Hmm.
toilet up. You understand?
Wow.
So things like that can happen.
Interesting. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
KJ.
Kim.
So
Thank you.
in summary, you're saying ladies should be careful so they don't spoil their chances.
It's
How
not
to
just
act on,
ladies as well. It's not just
yeah,
ladies,
yeah.
even guys.
Okay, okay, everybody. So everybody be careful so you don't spoil your chances, right?
All right.
Um, act on a
Mm-hmm.
on a first date, on a hangout can actually affect whether or not your prospective relationship
Mm-hmm.
would have a chance, right? Whether it would happen or not. So yes, look out for that.
Hmm.
Something I want to find out here
Mm-hmm.
is, back in the day, we would do in the books you would read, Pace Setters and some of those other books. You would hear things like flower hedge whispers, and you would hear things like people standing under the tree to talk. I mean, that's how dates were back then. Very inexpensive, at no cost. All you needed was your time and my time.
Hmm.
And we stand somewhere or we sit somewhere and we have a conversation, right?
Hmm.
At the end of the day, nobody is crying about their bank balance. Nobody feels used or abused.
Hmm.
Everybody goes home, and what they're thinking about is the conversation. Was it rich? Was it fruitful? Did I find out something interesting? Oh, her voice was like this. Wow, the way he talked about that other one. Ah, it seems he's really passionate about. Those were the things that you gleaned from those
Relationships.
yes, from those meetings, from those times that you get to see the other person and you're talking with them, right? And on much later, maybe you can start stepping it up. Okay, let's go to a place.
Hmm.
But those were not the focus. But now it's like even from the very first date, there's a pressure, a financial pressure on the people. And some people are not even willing to stand. That's why some people feel like marriage is not for me because I can't even afford a date. How will I afford a marriage? How will I
Hmm.
afford a wedding? How will I afford all that comes after?
You know.
So,
So I hear you saying somewhere in there that can we just take the pressure out of this
mhm,
first dates?
yeah.
Let's take the pressure out, right? And let's keep it simple. Know the person first now before we begin put pressure. Anyway, let's take some
Yeah.
comments.
Oh, and if you really want to do, you must go out, must go out. Maybe you could try everybody cover your own costs. Unless of course
That is a good point.
yeah, unless of course the guy says no, you look, I've got this. No, that don't worry.
No, but in Nigeria,
Mhm.
KJ mentioned something about our culture. In Nigeria, do they do everybody cover your own cost? Hmm?
Well, it depends. Let's find out.
Wait,
Debbie says 400,000. Now gold.
now go to the job.
Oh my
Martin
goodness.
Martin says things happening in relationships. So
Interesting.
oh, Victor Momo, hiya.
Hi, Victor.
Good evening, good evening. Queen Debbie said, God forbid, God forbid. Ade Ferrari, he said text, green game over. As per like by time he just get the bill, he just text game over. As in it's all over. There's nothing more to add. Sophia says, I think this incident is based off most ladies solely depending on a guy for money from day one.
Mhm.
We need to reintroduce dignity and
Self-control in our society. Thank you very much, Sophia.
that's
That's really important.
mm,
And honestly, sometimes it will help. Sophia, thanks a lot for that. Because sometimes guys just assume, or because of experiences like
like
what
this.
this person shared, right? Assume that all the ladies are out for their money. I can remember we had a conversation once with some young people, and the guys were complaining about, oh, if you have to take a lady out, this money, that's money. And then one of the ladies was like, who asked you to pay for me? As in, who asked you? Who put this pressure? Who put this pressure on people to pay for us?
Yeah, I
We can
remember that
handle-
meeting.
Yeah,
I
we can
remember.
handle ourselves. We can cover our bills. Why? Do you understand? So it's not all the ladies that do stuff like this.
So that means guys now
need to pay attention.
need to pay attention and find
I
out.
guess that's why KJ's comment is
Mm,
important, right? Because KJ said if you give him 2 weeks. KJ, you give some people your formula. You give him 2 weeks, he will be able to know the kind of
whether
person.
this is. Victor said, I belong to a foodie group back in Nigeria. It was everybody cover your cost situation. And I think maybe sometimes you need to be upfront about it. To say we're going on a date, but it's cover your cost.
Yeah.
And you understand?
Yeah.
So even if at the end of the day you are willing to pick up the check, I mean, there's a bit
Because
more.
I mean, imagine you are a guy, honest guy, you just want to be nice, and you are trying to be culturally correct in quotes. So every time you take a lady out, you cover the cost. But
Yeah.
then lady after lady after lady keeps say jilting you or dumping you or saying they're not interested, and you keep spending money, spending money, spending money.
You go be.
The girls are the ladies are going on with their life. Oh, they are doing their savings, investments,
And you are
buying
spending
stocks,
money
making
after lady
houses,
after lady.
and you are getting leaner and leaner financially because you're busy covering the cost of several dates that
Mm.
don't lead up to marriage, right? So I think we need to be fair to everybody. For me, one thing here that I keep bringing up is what Jesus said: "Do unto others."
As you want them to do unto
That's
you.
that law is just fantastic. Do unto others what you would have them do to you, right? So if you would like to take someone out and they spend like crazy on your tab, right? Then maybe you should go ahead. But if you wouldn't like someone to do that to you, then please don't do it to someone else. And
Mm.
then be considerate, because you may be saying, I can afford it, it's not a big deal to me. Do you know if the person can afford it?
Mm. Right.
So, yeah.
We have Mayowa backstage.
Okay, let's hear.
Mayowa, let's hear from you. Hello, Mayowa, can
Hello,
you hear us?
PK. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hi,
Yeah,
yes,
we
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Good evening, Mrs. Battery. Man, this is a very interesting topic. I don't even know how I'm supposed to react to this because KJ just reacted really, really calm at the beginning, which was very strange. Like KJ calm, like that's just not his thing. So I'll just also take the same route because I think this is a unique scenario. Cause I don't really think it's a natural thing that somebody will just go out on a date and spend this much money. So I'll just start from here. I think I agree with KJ on the whole culture thing because like you watch all these American movies and you see like children in secondary school taking somebody out on the date. And while I was in secondary school, at least in my peculiar scenario, I don't think I was making enough money to actually say I want to take a beautiful lady out on a date and buy stuff, right? So that was not necessarily the situations while I was growing up. But that aside, like fast forward, you are all grown, and then I think with the advent of social media now, you can actually, as KJ said, get to know the person. There's a lot to talk about, like what's your name, where do you come from, what did you study, what school did you go to? Like those are things we cannot have over fried rice and chicken. Like there's just how much food you want to buy that you can have such reasonable conversations, right? So I think there's really like a long like for Nigerians or like from my own perspective, there's so much to find out. There's so much to figure out before having to go all out and like okay, take each other on a date. But then, regardless of what class the guy must have belonged to or the lady, 400,000 naira is just too much to spend on food. Like there are things like there are businesses that can become blue chip companies if they had 400. How do you spend that
So
on
yeah, so
food?
you're saying sorry, Mayowa. So you're saying that she actually ate up a business that night.
She ate off a multi-million dollar business that night. Because 400K is a lot. And that is just at least one person. That's if she was even nice and she went there alone. So what if the guy
Mm.
was there? Like how much would they have total to? Like I really don't think any guy would walk back into that date, regardless of how much money you have or something. It just shows like an utter display of lack of self-control to do that.
Mm,
And I
mm,
don't I don't think I don't think it's representative of the feminine gender because I've actually met a lot of ladies that would never do that. I know a lot of ladies that even if you are taking them out to get something to eat, their money is already in their bag just to make sure that if anything happens, they can cover for the cost. So say for example, you went on a date and then your card stopped working. It's like situations like that, the lady can just pay for the stuff and then you give her back. But that would like necessarily that would show that okay, you guys are responsible. And I think one last thing
Mm.
that guys need to learn, I'll say this before I have to leave you, start when you get to that point where you can actually go out on a date with a lady. Like one thing I do is, oh, this is my budget. I want to spend 5K here. And most ladies will even ask that, how much do you have in mind? Well, so like, okay, I'm spending 5K or I'm spending 10K. And then together we can figure out, okay, what do we get? And it's usually interesting because you get to find out more about
yeah.
the lady. How can she manage? How creative can she be and all those kind of stuff. So I think the relationship can actually happen without a lot of distress. And it usually happens like that in regular circles. But then when you're on the big town boys dating girls that are wearing expensive human hair, it comes with the
I want big
territory.
boys.
Our own
Mm.
big boys,
Thank you
exactly.
so
So,
thank you so much,
so
Maiwa.
I yeah, the
Really
pleasure is all
important.
mine. Thanks, PK. Thanks, Miss Batiri.
Yes, and thanks for addressing the fact that it's not all ladies that are like that
Mm-hmm.
and sharing from your experience. That was really good. Thank
Mm.
you. Okay, so do we have some more comments before we take the next?
No. I'm trying to check
Okay.
Facebook and stuff, but we can go on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was interesting, and you have seen how you can, by your own actions, truncate a relationship in its infancy.
I think I would
And
appreciate. Sorry,
mhm.
I think I would appreciate if maybe another lady can call in. They've dropped the link to call in
Oh
if you want to
yes, so
call
we
in.
hear from a lady.
So we hear from a lady's perspective before we take on the next
Next
issue
one.
of what the next trend that is happening. Yeah. So so go on with what you're saying. Sorry.
Okay. So I was about to talk about the next trend, but since we're waiting for
Oh
one
no,
of
but we can go on. We can go on.
okay,
We
so
can go on
next
and then.
trend. It's called BBL. I don't know. Do you people know what BBL is? Let's see first. Let's see if they know what BBL is.
Who knows what BBL
If
is?
you know what BBL is, type 111. If you know what BBL is, type 1111. If you know what BBL, if you know what BBL is, if you know what BBL is, type 111.
BBL. That's Big Brother Lagos. Um, um, KJ, are you there?
Ah,
KJ,
okay, so the highlight of this video matter. Do we have any?
KJ, are you there?
Let me see.
Ah,
Okay, if I go knows.
if I knows, oh, if I
Yes,
say
yes,
she
yes,
knows.
yes, yes. Thank you
Ah,
I'm
very much.
here.
You know,
so
she
KJ,
says,
what was this matter about? Really, this trend for this week. What was it about?
Okay, so here's what happened. A popular podcaster invited this girl, and she said that the reason most girls do BBL, which I assume everyone here knows what BBL is. For those that don't know, um, anyways. So
Is it okay? So is it possible for us to try to get the video? Is it
Because I
possible?
hear people say, "Oh, people are doing
yeah, I
BBL
think
because of by the time they do it, their life don't change." What do you mean by
How do you mean your life will change if you
yeah?
do
Because they feel
BBL?
like men will start to give them money, men will start to chase
At
them.
the end of
Men
the
generally
day,
like
yeah,
big
I also
bomb
say
bomb.
this thing. Every time you say we're dragging men, we're dragging men, we're dragging men, but it's men that always cause it too. I'm serious. It's men that cause it too. You will say things like, "Oh, this one has done BBL, this one has done BBL," but on the low, you patronize them. On the low, you're looking for surgery preferable. On the low, if this one has not done BBL, you don't want. It's true.
okay. So, for those who do not know, let me tell you what it is. BBL is Brazilian butt lift. It's a
Wow.
buttock enhancement surgery. Yes. So I guess some people will do maybe one direction, some people will do rounds, you know. And then there'll be maybe you do design how architects would
Are you seeing my hand?
will you behave yourself?
Okay.
You know how some you know how some people when you want to build a house, you do the architect will do his what they call it, the design or plan or whatever they call it, right? So maybe it's possible that some people actually sit down and sketch this is going to be the circumference, you know, the lateral, you know, and the
And see the one that surprises me how they pull it off. See, listen, ladies, I mean, good ladies, young ladies out there, please, if you want to marry a better guy, please, as often as you can, pray for the man that you want to marry, because guys are going through a lot. Can you look at my face? Just see how I'm telling you. Guys are going through a lot. See, I saw one. I saw one on the streets of Lagos. On this street of Lagos, I saw one. The waist is as if my hand like this can go around it. But what followed that waist? Come on now, help a brother out. You know, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. KJ, you are here, please. Can you, I
yes.
don't. What what guys are going, you know, just that guys are, we are going through a lot. You know, they are,
So
Well,
so me, I'm a married man and I'm experiencing it. I just imagine what are single guys going through. Ah, the waist is like this. As in, if I put my hand, it can go round. But what followed? Ah,
if you follow it.
what we single guys go through and face.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Because what well me the concern I have, right, is the aftermath, right? Because sometimes it's like, oh, this thing is fantastic. If you do it, it's good. The outcome is going to be a certain way,
mm-hmm,
and a number of people go ahead and do a lot of things, plastic surgery,
mm-hmm,
all sorts, facelifts, a lot of lifts,
yeah,
right? But then, if you just go through the media from time to time, you see things like um, it's Hollywood actresses who did this and that and how they look now. Do you understand?
mm-hmm.
And then they'll show you these people's before and then they'll show you their after. And every time, right, you just say, hey, but this person was beautiful now. Why was this necessary?
Necessary.
Because you now see the final look sometimes. You see
But
the edges. Sometimes you see
Barbie,
something that was up before, then one side fell,
Barbie,
and then so now if now starts happening in these other regions.
Barbie, see this, you are talking like a sensible, reasonable somebody. Didn't you hear what the lady said?
What do you say?
That is guys that are causing it. KJ, how did you cause this one?
Yes. Okay.
Mhm,
Now, let me start this way. I'm going to be neutral in a way. Um,
Okay.
but first, let me start by saying the ladies that say that because they're a group of ladies that belong to the school of thought that they do butt lift or whatever lift they want to lift in their body for themselves, not for the guys. They are lying. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Yes. This is because if you want to know the truth, let all the guys in Nigeria just say, see, we are not going to pay attention to whatever lift you are lifting. Then let us see the number of girls that will still go for it. Do you understand? So
mhm,
now I will, in my own, I will blame the guys as well. The ladies have their own to blame, but just a small fraction of it. But I'll blame the guys
mhm,
because if the sorry to use the word, if the nyash means nothing to you, eh? If you just jettison it, I mean, it's just normal thing. I'm not sure these ladies will be going to go and do lifting or lifter or whatever it is they want to lift. But then we are the ones that patronize them. Just in a way, she's right. You understand? You see a guy wants to go and ask, you see two ladies standing together. One is well, endowed. The other one is, Oraimo cord. And then, you leave the Oraimo cord, and then you go for the this thing. What do you expect the girl that is slim to start? How do you expect her to feel? Okay,
mm,
she too should also like, let me go and by the time two, three, four guys have passed her and not talk to her, she will feel some sort of way and she will go and try to
mm,
get things done in the appropriate quarters. But should that be the case? No, that shouldn't be the case. I mean, everybody should love themselves the way they are because there's
mm,
someone out there that will love you just like you are.
Mm.
But
mm.
well, we live in a generation where people don't want to hear the truth anyway. So
Well, okay. Thanks for sharing. Do we have any comments on that? Before I say
Let me
what I want to
see.
say.
Um, uh, Jimoski say, I just ate fried rice with 3 eggs. That's what's going on. Jimoski, mind yourself. if I,
Jiroski.
if I, if I go says it's a bombshell. Oh.
You see, Victor says,
Victor,
thank
mhm.
God I married when I did. I may still be single by now. Fake body parts everywhere. If I could
There's
everywhere and
emphasis
everywhere.
on everywhere.
Yes, Victor, at first I used to say, oh, ladies, okay, if I go says, after doing the BBL, they will now start looking like what God used and stoned the devil. What's that? What is stone the
I
devil?
don't know.
Then you need to explain more.
if,
No sense.
if you can come on the show, the link is there. Just scroll up, you see
Yeah.
it. Sheon
Sheon
Bada.
says,
Hey, good evening, my favorite.
welcome,
Sorry for
Sheon.
joining late.
Yeah.
Welcome,
So you
Sheon.
see what I was saying about
No,
Victor says, okay, most girls are not doing it for guys, they are doing it for competition's sake, peer pressure,
slave
queen
queens
things, and
things.
so on. Yeah,
So go ahead.
so
Okay.
Victor, you are saying fake body parts everywhere, and I usually say before you marry somebody, just make sure you give them a surprise visit. Take them for swimming or some kind of activity that will force them to be in their natural state. So so because it will help at least to uncover some things. But then there are certain other things that are so attached and so built in
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
that is difficult. So before it was as if only ladies were doing this, but I put a video up some time back on my social media, on IG, where this guy went to a barber shop and they actually planted the whole beard, as in all the way from, as in they planted.
So
the
this
whole
my own that
thing.
is real like this. His own was planted.
Planted complete, and then they now dyed it so that you can't even tell is there something under it. It was just so, as it just looks like,
It was
wow, this
clean.
guy has such black beautiful, and then I'm like, oh, so even guys too, as and then of course guys wear wigs now and stuff like that. So
No, don't worry.
so,
My own is not weak. It's all natural. It's all me. It's all me. No extra.
so it's not only ladies that are the problem, right? But please, before you jump in and say I'm marrying this person because they have the statistics, or because they have this, that, please check that some things are, I think, how would they do this check that the eyelash is what it is, the circumference of the waist and the other things that check
Just check.
check so that you don't wake up the morning after, in fact, so that you don't be shocked by the person,
that you woke
when
up
the
with.
wedding gown goes off and the suit goes off and something, you just now see, why is everything shrinking?
Baby.
What?
See, the one, there was another one that shocked me, and I just did like this. Just to lay credence to what Victor had said in the comment section. This one is that there's the one that the ladies wear as trouser, as in the trouser comes with added in here. So by the time she take off the trouser, she's Oraimo code according to KJ. And then she say, when she wear the trouser is something else. Do you understand? So guys are going through a lot. I'm just feeling for guys in this season.
But I would like to speak to ladies, and it is that, ladies, see, you have to start now to learn to be comfortable in your own skin, to be happy with who you are and how you are, to use not to go overboard with trying to have a certain look and a certain appearance, right? Because some more things will still change as you go along, as you get to the point where you have children, the first child, second child, third child, fourth child, depending on the number you want to have, things will change, right? Are you going to keep adjusting all the way, and then later on, much later, some more things change? When will you stop?
Where do you draw the line?
Yes, where do you draw the line? So I think one thing ladies should focus on is building your self-esteem and
your self-confidence,
and
your self-worth.
That just focus on it and realize that, hey, whether I am this way or that way, this is who I am at the core, and trust that the right person will come along who loves you for who you are. And yes, this whole package on the outside is like what they call it, is like an add-on that is fantastic.
Okay. We have Maiwa backstage. Maiwa. Yeah. Maiwa, you're on.
Hello, PK. Hello, Battery. Oh, thanks. So I think this BBL thing for me or for my own word is even a fast stretch. But I'm just going to lay emphasis on this particular one because I know that it's something that everybody is noticing, but I don't think we are saying enough about it. And it's this advent of ladies using bleaching cream. Like
Uh-uh.
you are
Come
buying
on.
organic products from people who don't know the meaning of the word organic, and you see people changing colors from black to white. And the thing is, most times we guys, you are marrying somebody that you don't really know how she looked like when she was younger. You don't know how dark she was, and then you now marry a lady thinking she's fair. Only a few years down the line, like colors are beginning to change. Yellow is becoming blue because we see these
Things to
things
change.
in elderly people. Things change. You see these things in elderly people that did it when they were younger, and it really doesn't look very good. Like not, it doesn't look good at all. And like a lot of guys that are going to be married in this season, if you are not careful and you say you marry a fair lady, she might never always have been like that. And those stuff will
Mm,
usually have dangerous repercussions down the line.
Mm.
So, and I can
mm,
say this on behalf of guys, or at least guys in my circle, men usually get freaked out and irritated when they see a lady that was black before and then all of a sudden you are seeing her she's white. It really doesn't
mm.
like look that good. Please be yourself. Ladies, look your best. Hit the gym, look fit. Let the downside be firm. We would appreciate you just the way like guys have spec. That's why we are all different from each other. I don't really think there should be like a dog race trying to get this particular perfect image. It is unnecessary. Really, really unnecessary. Especially when it comes to like invasive surgeries like implants and please, God will help us. Guys, I'm praying for all of you. Please don't I think don't mind.
Yourself
No,
included.
myself included. It's really serious. I think guys should just go for dark ladies now because these ladies, oh my god.
You don't know what
Oh
color it
my
has.
god. You
But
don't
you know,
know.
being that we also have, well, we're also into cosmetics and we have a cosmetic store. And sometimes the ladies, some no even change color na cosmetics. That's what my wife is saying. You may be shocked, when you see somebody every day in the morning. You are seeing the every time. I have one friend like that, a lady, pretty lady, but there's no way she will come out of her house without a full makeup. As in, no way,
Mm.
right? That's how she is. But she's pretty naturally. But
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, imagine in a case where the person is okay, but then the color
The
is
problem,
makeup.
yeah, the problem with that usually is the day you now see the real person,
Will you
right?
still?
You could experience some disappointment. I
Yeah.
mean, let me use myself as an example. When I first started doing, was it? I think it was IG or one of these ones. I think it was IG.
Mhm.
You know, I noticed that on if I have my makeup on and stuff, I'm feeling like yes, 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 I'm good to go. I feel confident
Mhm.
to share. But then sometimes maybe on a whim something comes to your mind and you just turn on the camera and you're like, oh, I don't think I really look good right
Right now,
now,
yeah.
and you don't want to. And then you now start trying to create, as in only do stuff when you're looking a certain way. And
Mm.
then I'm like, okay, so what's this going to do after a while? You will no longer be comfortable in presenting your natural self to the public, right? So sometimes I deliberately just do a video when I am not, when I don't have makeup and stuff, just to train train myself to be comfortable with how I look with makeup, how I look without makeup. Because hey, we are human beings. There's nobody that is perfect.
Mm.
So if you say, "Oh, right now I have something on my face, or I have a breakout because of that, I can't go out, right?" Or because of let's just try to be comfortable in
Skin.
our own skin. Do what we can to make things easier for people outside, and maybe to even save people some trouble. Because I mean, I've also experienced a case where I had breakouts, and each time I go out, instead of people just conversing with you, they just go, "Oh, Anity, what happened? Your face is not usually like this. How come?" And then you're like, "Oh, come on, I can't even have one conversation without you talking about my breakouts. Where's the foundation? Bring it on. Let's just plaster this thing and go, at
so
least."
so so
So
so
there
that,
are
that
different
so
reasons to
that
why.
yeah.
People do these things, but
Oh, if
let's not.
if I says guys actually do it too,
Mm.
just like you mentioned, it's just that their own is not common like
Like
that
ladies,
of
yes.
the
Yes.
ladies. Yeah. Ah, Oluremi Agbede, we salute sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Welcome.
He says, lovely couple. I celebrate grace. We greet
Thank
you, sir.
you for
We greet
joining
you,
us
sir.
today.
Yeah. I said, if I go say, you will see a bareheaded person goes into the saloon and comes out with afro. Sophia says, identity crisis is also a major factor here.
Yeah.
True. Gideon Suya says, things will change.
Mm.
Build self confidence. It's true.
Yes.
That's one of
It's very
things will
important.
change. All of us, things will change.
Mhm.
You know, even the guys, things will change because there are some things. There are some things
Mhm.
that I saw guys wear.
Mhm.
This my one pack
Mm.
will just suddenly change to 6 or 7, and then you see, and you see, you're wondering why why guys will stay like this. It's because there's something that's converted the one pack and then
Six.
to 6, and things will change.
Oh my goodness.
Hit the gym
Mm.
like some of us are trying to do. It's hard work, but please try.
Oh.
If I say they do it even in some Ashebi native wears for the ladies,
Mm.
tailors do the padding
Mhm.
and padding, and then boom, you see an Oraimo cord with high hips. If you are doing well.
Oh, no,
Oh my
that's
goodness.
interesting.
Jumoski says that's motto ladies normally use. I don't date guys because okay, the mottos ladies normally use. I don't date guys because of money. It's scam. Guys, beware. Oh.
Oh
Jawoski.
my goodness.
So do we have do we can we take one more trend? Do we have another one?
No. We don't have enough time for another trend.
We don't.
Yes, but let's just look at the major highlights from
Okay.
what we have talked about.
Okay.
Right? It's really, really important for you to comport yourself in a way that somebody doesn't look at you and start calling you names like gold digger, opportunist, lack of home training, this and that. No. And you need to also remember that, hey, you should have some dignity. You should have some, call it pride, self pride, or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
right? That makes you say, I will not allow anybody look at me in this negative light. And because of that, you act a certain way, right? Even if you are needy, I mean, how much food do you need to be satisfied, right? So think about it. And this whole matter of somebody asked you out and you bring a community. Let's stop.
I think we should, ladies should just, they should
Just stop it. It was you that was asked out. It was, and this is this thing extends even to village when somebody wants to get married, the whole community wants to benefit from the man who is coming to marry the daughter, and because of that, bride price is outrageous. So imagine now a guy wants to take a lady out and she brings her community of friends. Why do you do that? It's not fair on the guy.
It's not fair.
If you were the one who
It's
was
not
going
fair.
to do something for the guy and then he said, you have to include my 5 friends.
I'm on guy's side today. It's not fair.
Yeah, that wouldn't be nice. So think about it. Do unto others what you would have them do to you. And if you would not want them to do it to you, do not do it to them. Okay, so that's part 1. Now, part 2 is about self-confidence. Or honey, do you have any thoughts you want to add to the summary of the first one?
No. I've already said my mind that I'm on the guy's side today.
Yes.
Ladies, help our guys.
Help
the guys. Some guys are really trying hard here. They are trying hard and they are going through a lot. So ladies that want to marry, pray for the husband that you want to marry, that he will be able to survive until he actually sees you, until he actually meets you. Pray that he will survive. He will survive all these things and he'll be focused until he actually meets you, and
like he has to pass through the valley
of the shadow of death to
before
get
he sees you
on the other side.
Oh,
So that's because guys are going through a lot. I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I remember back then I used to pray, oh God, please help my husband, and even if he's in a relationship right now, help him to learn from it, but not to make mistakes that will lead to lifelong
Mm-hmm.
consequences. I remember that was one of the things I used to pray way back when I was in secondary school.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and then university continued all through. But hey, this other part of enhancements,
Mm.
right? Please, oh, while you are enhancing, be aware of the risks, the hazards, the side effects, and so on. Um, don't just say, "Oh, my friend did it and it looked good." So, and you ask,
Mm.
"Where did you do it?" "I did it here," or like, "There's this other place
Mm.
that does it," and then you just go. Even if you say, "I must do it, it is important, I have to, my life depends on it," at least take the time to do your research and make sure that you are getting, I mean, you're going to a very, should I say, reliable place, somewhere that has track record and so on, so that at least you survive after the procedure, right?
Mm.
And then everyone, please just be aware that these things are happening, so that you don't assume that, it is this person I saw, it must be her because of the statistics,
22, 32,
only to get in
22.
there and be
I mean,
disappointed.
they're 32, 22, 32.
Thereabouts.
Mm,
You
I'm
know,
close.
only to go and be disappointed. Ladies, please, oh, bearded gang is like, oh, bearded gang, everybody, bearded gang. Bearded gang, please check, oh, that the beard is real. Eh?
But you see, this better than that ladies are dying for is one I have here now. You one
It's about maintaining and trimming and making sure it looks nice and beautiful all the
But
time.
am I not trying?
You're trying sometimes.
Mm. 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. I'll come back. I'm come back king. I'll come back. No wahala. Carry go. It's your show.
So, so, so please just pay attention, so that you are not assuming
Mm-hmm.
certain things and then you end up being seriously disappointed when you get into it, right? Yeah. So I think
Final
that's what I would like to.
comments. We had some comments. If I go say, ladies, stop that thing, please, ma'am. Let's make it a discussion. That one of bringing
Or bringing
community
community.
or bringing community. But
Yeah.
you say, even me as a lady, I ask you out and you bring your friend along. I go just japa straight up, straight up. And then even while you are out on the date, order what you can pay for,
In
even if
case-
it is the guy that is paying.
Mm,
Some girls just use the opportunity and order for what they haven't eaten
in
in their whole life.
yes.
That's true.
You'll be
These are
trying
very
everything on the way, and then you see an item. I mean, you have to start see these things. It's not only in relationships, so it's even when you go to the office.
in life.
Because you go to work, they'll say they're doing something dinner for the people in your department, and you go to a certain place, and then they tell you, that the bill is on the company.
Mm.
Ha! You will now order this, order that, order that, order that, and even try to order that you will take to the people in your house.
Mm.
It's some of those things that they'll just note you, okay, this one is not leadership material. And you'll be wondering what happened. I do good work. Why have I still on this position?
Mm.
Meanwhile, you don't know that it's just how you ate when you went for the last
Last
departmental
dinner.
dinner and stuff like that. You know, there were times that just interview after you have done the written one, the verbal one,
Mhm,
they now
mhm.
take you guys to a place to eat, and they're watching how you are behaving
Yeah,
around food.
food.
Don't allow some of these little things. Even if you're hungry, there's an amount of food that satisfies. Eat what will satisfy you, and eat the option that does not cost an arm and a leg.
So that
And somebody run away and leave
so,
you.
so that in the process of eating, you do not eat your destiny.
Mm,
Because if you eat
not
your
eat your opportunity.
yes, if you eat your destiny, you eat your opportunity, you eat your
Eat your
future.
seed.
Then in the present, you will now be wondering why is it that nobody is calling me? Because you are eating the future in the present. That's why the future is not
Oh
coming.
my goodness.
You know.
And sometimes people know how to spread the word. They say, can you
Yeah.
imagine
Say-
this girl?
avoid that babe.
No,
Avoid that
no.
babe.
Is it that person, something? Is that other lady that,
Mhm.
no go. They'll be
You know.
warning themselves on your matter.
No matter. Man, Babi,
Okay.
I think that's where we'll park this
Yes.
conversation because
Yes,
they're giving
yes,
us
yes.
red lights. That,
Yes, thank you so much to everyone for joining us today on
Mhm.
Common Sense for Relationships. My name is Anese Bature and my husband Kingsley Bature. It has been a lot of fun having you guys engage with us on these subjects. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so. Like,
is that red button?
because I think this
Just
was a
press,
really interesting episode.
Yes, the red button, press it, bomb.
Yes.
You just subscribe.
And
That's
then
all. And then there's a bell there. Press it, bomb. That's all. So that whenever we doing show, the team will just let you know. You understand? So that you can join and comment. It's not hard.
They're trying to doing show thing, let you know. I thought you look for how to add slow.
And then so you can grow. That's the
That's
flow. I'm too much. I want like that. I want that. Let's go and do it. It's not so common. Bye. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nothing to do.
Thank you once again for joining us. We hope you got great value today. Our goal is to bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your life and relationships. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, and like.